Boom! What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Don Uncensored, a channel where I give out tips, tricks, and knowledge as I go through on my self-improvement journey. Hey, today, man, I'm not even in front of the whiteboard. I'm sitting down. I'm in the chair. This is going to be a different style of video. This is a one-on-one talk. This is me actually talking to you guys. Instead of giving tips, this is me letting you guys into my world and you guys see what I go through on a day-to-day basis. And man, today I really just want to talk about consistency, bro. Consistency might be the craziest thing it's the most required thing that I'm starting to realize on this journey. Like, as much as we want to preach about it, we are human. We're going to lose track of consistency. We're going to lose track of discipline. And like, even today I was in the gym and I was telling myself, man, like, before I even got to the gym, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be in the gym. I didn't want to be doing chest and back that day. I didn't want to run that day. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to come home, sit down in my bed, and just sit down and rot, and just kind of just have a rot day where I'm not really doing anything. Nothing is getting done, right? Just kind of being able to just sit there and, I don't know, kind of just be a potato. And listen, the thing that kind of comes with doing stuff like that, I'm starting to realize, is that it really does not matter what you do. It is how many times you can get it done, no matter how you're feeling. Consistency is the fact that you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and only give slight variations when you see something is not working. Because doing the same thing over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. If I'm trying to do videos and none of the videos seem to be popping off, obviously I'm going to want to change the format of the way I do titles, the videos, the actual thumbnails, things like that, to see what's going to be working. That's the thing about it, is consistency is really what drives you. Consistency and discipline are the two things, in my opinion. Being disciplined is a lot more different than being consistent. Being consistent means that you show up every single day and you do the same thing. Discipline means you show up every single day and you do the same thing no matter how you feel. You can be consistent and not want to do something and still do it. That's consistency. Consistency is still doing the thing. Discipline is doing it when you don't feel like doing it. So they're kind of interlocked and they go in the same way. But today I've just been kind of pondering on the fact of, there's a lot of things in, like, even in the last month that I've picked up, that I've let go, that I've allowed to become consistent things, the consistent things I was doing that I've allowed to slip. And you probably have had the exact same thing. It's only human. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. That's what happens in life. We get caught up. Things happen. But the thing about it is that we just need to learn how to bounce back. And every single start of the month, I kind of like to do a monthly audit of the last month to see what I was doing, like how many days I was on my perfect schedule. And out of every single day that I've had in April, I had there's 30 days in April. I had 20 perfect days in April where I got every single thing done. And obviously that's really good because that's 20 days where I was making some type of progress, getting better. But I want that to be every single day of the month. A month where just everything goes perfectly. A month where everything I need to gets done no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling. Everything always gets done no matter what is going on. And that's what I mean by being consistent and having discipline is going to take you a lot further than anything else. Because let's be honest, as emotional creatures, as emotional beings, you're not going to want to do something if you don't feel like doing it. And 99% of the times, if your brain does not want to do it, brother, man, it's not getting done. You're not going to do it. No matter how many times you'll tell yourself, you're not going to want to do it. And again, if you're like the average person, you don't really understand a lot of the laws of the way that the universe works and how the law of attraction works, or even how the way that you get goals and what you want to come towards you to work. A lot of people don't really understand that, so they kind of live lives in mediocrity, and there's just nothing consistent or disciplined about their life. They don't eat the same things, they don't sleep at the same times, they don't do the same things every day, they don't study things, they don't try and change themselves. There's a lot of things that kind of go on with just trying to empower and implant consistency and discipline into yourself, that takes a lot of willpower and takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. And Another thing that I want to tell people is that don't expect this to just be easy. Don't expect it that you're going to be able to get into this and in the first month like that, you're going to be on just smooth sails flying by, cruising. You're not going to have any problems. Trust me. That first month is going to get real easy, but the second month is really where you have everything be tested. That's where you see, can you really keep it consistent and can you really do everything that you've told yourself that you were going to do? And even this month, I was very consistent with my diet, but I can tell you this right now, I definitely did have a couple cheat days, Had some grilled chickens from Chick-fil-A, stuff like that, but that's not what I'm supposed to be eating. I know what I'm supposed to be eating. And like I said, I'm human. I'm obviously going to make mistakes. Sometimes I'll let my emotions get the better of me. But the thing about it is, how do I respond to those moments is really what matters and what shapes who you are as a person. How long, how much, how willing are you to go that extra mile to discipline yourself further, to ensure consistency even further inside of yourself, so much to the point that you're willing to give up the things that you love to become consistent and become disciplined. And that's the biggest thing about it, is being consistent and disciplined is really just an ensuring act of self-love. Like, if you really love yourself, brother, you're not gonna just sit there and just not do anything. Like, if you actually truly love yourself, you're gonna get up, you're gonna actually keep working, you're gonna eat right, you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna make sure that you are good, because that's what happens when you love yourself. Like, I'm sure you love yourself. I'm sure I know I love myself, right? I would hope you do the same thing if you're watching this channel. And the biggest thing about it is that consistency and discipline are just really ensuring acts of self-love. And every single time you pour into that bank of self-love, you're going to start seeing your life get better and better. And like I said, you're just consistently making the reality you want for yourself to come towards you. Law of action, law of attraction. Speaking of which, thank you guys so much. That video is now the most viewed video on my channel, sitting I think currently at 2.2 or 2.3k views. Thank you guys a lot. I really do appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are really the reason why I keep coming back day in, day out. No matter how many views I get, I know that one day this channel is going to blow up and I'm going to have a legion of conquerors who are going to be in my communities, who are going to be in my, clothes, who are going to be in my, entire life, where I build a fucking syndicate, a fucking military of just people who are hardened to the core, just do what they need to do and get everything done and live lives to their fullest potentials. And for me to get to that point, I realized that I have to get consistent and I have to be disciplined in everything I do, because then if I become consistent and disciplined, it makes it easier for me to be able to help people out, give people coaching, do consulting, things like that. And for those who don't know, I'm actually going to be slowly getting into consulting coming up pretty soon. For most of you guys who did not know that, I'm actually going to be starting up some consulting calls. So do be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be dropping in the description, and I will be letting people know in the beginning of the videos when consulting is available. But do be on the lookout for that. I am going to be giving out some free consultations, just trying to see how many of you guys are actually pretty serious about getting into it, making sure that you are disciplined, making sure that you are getting the results that you want, and putting enough trust in me to help bring you to that point. But like I said, I will not be dropping that until I know for a fact that I am ready and I'm consistent in everything I do, because I can't be a person who's giving somebody else life advice, things to do, what they should be doing, what they should be eating, how they should be, talking, walking, dressing, smelling, just advice about who they should be and what they are and figuring themselves out. I can't do that if I'm not consistent and disciplined in every single part and aspect of my life that I am in, right? I'm very disciplined in myself, getting into it financially, getting into it spiritually, getting into it physically, mentally, but there's still certain parts and aspects of even inside of those where I do lack in certain parts. And the whole entire thing is that if you are trying to give somebody this advice, you need to be able to show them, like, your life has to be the result of your work. Because here's the thing with life advice, it's a lot more different than, anything else. Like, life advice is purely based off the fact that you did something and people are interested and want to know how to get to that same point. So if you are living a life where you're not really doing much, you can't really give out life advice that's really crazy. But I promise you, you guys are going to see some crazy progress this year. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But like I said, for me to get to that point, it's just about being consistent, man. It's just about being consistent. It's just about being disciplined. It's just about making sure that I'm enforcing these rules and habits into myself. And for you guys should be doing the same thing. Even for like you, right? You sitting down, you watching this video, right? I really appreciate you for just watching this and making sure that you tuned into the channel today, right? But with that being said, I gotta stop saying that. I say that a lot. But when it comes to, I say so many filler sentences, it's so crazy. Trying to get better at, speaking, public speaking, things like that. So bear with me, y'all, as I start to get better. But like I was saying, with consistency and discipline, getting back into it, it's just more about honestly keeping yourself on the straight path, straight and narrow, and cutting out everything that is a distraction to yourself and just getting better. I can't even tell you how many times I have probably gotten distracted by videos, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's texting somebody, whether it's making plans, business moves, when I know I should be doing something else that's going to further prove the needle. Instead of doing, the really, really deep work, the eating the frog per se, I'm doing the shallow tasks because I don't want to get to that deep work yet. And that's the part that I'm starting to realize is you can't run from that. That's the most important part. That part where it feels like you don't want to do it. That's the moment where those are the moments when everything that you want to come towards you are made. Every single time that you want something big to happen, the moments where you are like, damn, I don't want to do this, that's when they are made. Just think about it, right? If I'm trying to get into shape, I'm trying to get really aesthetic. The moment I get really aesthetic is going to come from the moments and days where I'm like, damn, I really don't want to be in the gym today. I don't want to go work out today. I don't want to do this today. I just want to go lay down, rot in bed, things like that. So imagine how good it's going to feel when I see the fact that every single time I told myself, no, you're going to the gym, no matter how you're feeling, and I get to see myself in the mirror and see exactly what I look like and see the hard work that I've put in. Think about how sweet that is for yourself. And just think about how you would feel if every single day you got to see the result of what you did and how much work you put in. I know for a lot of people, it takes a long time for us to see the results and to see what it would look like just for our lives to get better and, where we would want them to be. But the thing about it is that at one point, all of that's going to climax and it's going to be right in front of you. And every single time you wake up in that day or wake up in whatever your dream life is, you're going to realize, man, I'm really happy that I took those days where I wanted to take the day off and I enforced myself and I made sure that consistency and discipline was the thing I made sure I was doing. But like I said, consistency and discipline is self-love, but not only self-love, it's a standard that you need to be keeping with yourself. Standards are another form of self-love that a lot of people really lack, along with boundaries, things like that. But having standards, having consistency and discipline are the three probably basic pillars of building a really strong foundation of self-love for yourself to build off of and to actually start getting better at what you want to do and bringing the life that you want towards you. But just wanted to tell you guys just kind of everything that's on my mind as I'm going through, right? Kind of going through everything, processing thoughts, processing emotions, planning out next moves, what's going to be going on. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Last thing I want to say, bro, just conquer consistency. Conquer everything that you do. Conquer everything that you touch. Be consistent in the things that you do. Be disciplined in the things that you do and keep doing them over and over, day in, day out. Consistency is doing something that you know you need to do. Discipline is doing something that you know you need to do every single day, no matter how you're feeling. Combine the two, you'll become unstoppable. You'll be a conqueror. Be a fucking conqueror.